Hey guys, I am back, and I am on a bit of a Witharmour kick ever since we got that awesome blade in Monthly Knife Club 2 months ago, in July, I believe it was, or August. I'm really not sure, but beautiful knife that they sent. You know, I had looked at some Witharmour knives before, and there were a lot of other models that I wanted to take a look at that I just never got around to finishing kind of the series I wanted to do. And then Witharmour had released some new ones that really looked interesting. So I wanted to look at some of the new ones. I wanted to finish looking at some of the older designs that I just never got around to looking at. And so today we're going to be looking at the Dro, which is one of their newer designs, which was the alternate possibility that could have come in that Monthly Knife Club box. When I was very happy with the sheep's foot that I got, but I was very curious as to what the Dro would have looked like. So today we're going to take a look at the Dro, which is also an EDC sized, smaller blade knife than some of the others that Witharmour offers, but looks very, very nice. And I want to take a look at what we've got. So, strong defense. I really like the embossed silverness on the black paper, that's cool. And it blows right away in the wind. Sorry about that. So we've got the About Us and warranty. And in there, I peeked already. It was in plastic, sorry. We've got, just like the sheep's foot, very nicely machined G10 with the blue accents. Blue G10 backspacer with a cutout for your lanyard. Very nicely anodized clip. Cool. And comes with a tool for adjusting your pivot, which has the decorative side and the, we'll call it the functional side, and all of your frame and clip screws. So that's nice that they threw that in there. It's a lightweight kind of knife. Again, EDC sized. You know, a lot of their stuff, they have some very large, kind of harder, rugged use size, and they have a nice lineup of EDC size knives. So kind of a little bit across the board for depending on what you're into. A little bit small generally for my taste, but it's about the average size of Benchmade 940 if you want to compare. And actually, you know, while I prefer the larger blades, this one is a pretty nice size for, I don't know if you would call this gentleman's carry, but it does have kind of a classy look to it, especially with the accents on it and the blade finish and everything, and it's nice and slim, fitting in your pocket and such. So, great flipper. Actually, when I peeked before, I didn't open the blade, so that's cool. Same kind of markings as the sheep's foot flipper, and just your Witharmour on that side. Really nicely done clip point. I love that dark stonewash, same finish that we saw last time too. Not a lot going on in terms of styling on the handle, but simple, you know, and sometimes simple is good. Feels a little thin, a little small in my hand, but again, I have these stupid monstery big hands that give me problems with a lot of different knives. But the flipper, you know, there have been some knives where the flipper has gotten in my way and pushed my finger back. This doesn't happen here. It rests on that jimping on the liner lock very nicely. Would also love to see a little bit of jimping right up there, would be perfect, but get a nice grip on it, especially with that jimping on the backspacer. No problem disengaging that lock. So we can do light switch. Wow, that actually is a really nice flip. Bearings in there are very, very clean and quick. And push button. Very, very easy. I like the light switch feel a little bit better. Now, centering as it comes out of the box here is just a little bit off, just tiny on mine, but nothing horrible there. there is a large tractor eating fallen tree branches from a storm we just had. It has a nice balance. Like, it's a really, I feel like these newer models are kind of a step up in production quality and aesthetics and design for Witharmour. I really like it. I really like it. It's the kind of thing that I would carry this EDC. It would be something that would be kind of, you take it out and it has the look of a, I don't know how to say this. I'm trying to say this the right way because I don't want to say it in a negative way, but a fancier knife company. You know, your Benchmade, your Spyderco. It doesn't really have a Spyderco family line, but you know what I mean? Like a knife company that you associate with a more expensive product is what I'm trying to say. Very nice operation though. And the fit and finish here, if you look, everything is really nice. Screws are all equally recessed. Like I said, the machining on that G10 is just perfect, smooth, even all across. Clip, nice retention, but not too strong either. Like, it's not gonna like rip your pocket or be super hard to break in. I can't find any fit and finish problems anywhere. Love the attention to detail on the backspacer. Really, really nice for an EDC choice. Rather, a little bit of a thin blade, you know. Again, comparing it to the 940, I think it's a little bit thinner than the 940, but for your just general daily tasks, I don't think it would give you a problem at all. D2 steel, so it's going to hold an edge for you for a while. That coating is going to protect you mostly from rust and corrosion, and it does come with a little bit of an oil on it, just to give you an overall look. Let's do some cutting, see how that edge is right out of the box. Feels nice, but let's check it out. Very nice. Very nicely done here. Okay. Do a pull through here. Easy, no problem. Let's do a slice. Nothing, no effort whatsoever. We already know the centering's just a little bit off. Let's take a look at our lockup. Okay. Okay. Lock. I don't think it's really traveled at all. Maybe just a tiny bit. But no stickiness. Blade really hasn't traveled any. Still smooth. Lock is still good. You know what I want to do? I want to see. So we have no and no blade play there. Since we have the tool right here, let's see if we can fix that centering issue real fast. See what it takes. Perfect. No blade play. Lockup's still fine. We got a perfectly centered blade in just a couple seconds. Wow. And actually the action is more improved now. Just checking for blade play and none. Okay, good. So a lot of people don't know this, but a lot of times that last frame screw next to the pivot works in conjunction with the pivot to adjust blade centering. And this thing's awesome. So, all right, very, very nicely done. So now, works great. Let's talk about some ratings. As we do the ratings for this, I went inside real quick, first to look the knife over and really think about the ratings, but also I wanted to get the sheep's foot flipper, since I mentioned it, to just sort of put it next to it, because these two are really, I think, looking at them, kind of different from the rest of the Witharmour production line. They're a step up above and beyond sort of the other ones that we've seen, I think, in my opinion. And I think they're kind of a family line, you know, among themselves. So I just wanted to have both of them here. I think I think they're great. But anyway, so we're going to start at the top of the ratings as usual with originality and departure from previous designs. So even though you can see some similar kind of design elements here, I'm still going to give it a 4 because you compare it to what Witharmour had going on previous to this. It is very different. There's a couple, things here and there that, this is kind of, some pivot elements here and some stuff that, you might see other places and everything, but it is a very, very unique design to Witharmour. And I really like that they branched out and gave us something new to look at. That's awesome. Fit and finish gets a 5 because it is done beautifully. We talked about the milling on the G10. We talked about the fit and finish of all the hardware, the anodizing, the work on the backspacer and everything, and it's done really, really nicely. So yeah, gets that. For function and mechanics, it also gets a 5. Those bearings are super smooth. The flipper works no matter how you choose to fire it off. Everything about it is just engineered and put together great. Practicality and utility, we're gonna give it a 4, and here's why. You get the one position clip, so you really don't get to, for lefties, there's nothing there. If you like your tip down carry, there's nothing there. That's really the only thing holding it back, honestly. I think it's for EDC use, great blade size, great weight, a little slim, but still, it's really good. Production out of the box standards, we're gonna give it a 4.5. It cut through, everything we gave it, and it did beautifully on that. The slight bit of off-centering, we're able to fix like that with the provided tool, no problem. It just awesome. So no problem there. Comfort and feel, I actually had to give it a 3.5 there. And here's why. It is, with large hands, it is kind of getting a little short on handle. I know it's an EDC size knife, so it's going to be a little bit smaller, but with the sheep's foot, I felt like they just gave you a little bit more there. It's not uncomfortable, but I just don't feel like they engineered a lot of purpose comfort into it. Maybe that's on purpose. Maybe they did it like that for a reason. So it's better than average, but I feel like they have some other designs. If you look, you can see the contouring here. They did a really purposeful job. It fits in the hand a little bit nicer. It's a little bit wider to fill out the palm. It's not uncomfortable though. I want to stress that. I think they went with great design and size and weight. I think comfort could have been looked at a little bit more. Cool factor, I'm going to give it a 3.5 again. Better than average. I think it's supposed to look a little subdued. I love the blade. I love the finish on it. I think it's a little bit of a conversation starter. It's a nice looking knife. I think that it's compared to some of Witharmour's designs have that striking, like, in-your-face look, Like, people are going to look at that and be like, what the hell are you carrying? What is that? And this is very nice also, but I think it's a much more subdued look. So, not a bad thing, but better than average, but not as cool and in-your-face as some of their other designs. Quality of materials also gets a 3.5. We have the D2 steel, which is good steel. It's a very rugged steel. We've got G10, which I really, really like. Starting with the D2 steel, I love D2. D2 is a great steel. It's a rugged, all-purpose steel. It's gonna provide you a good cutting edge for a long time. Love the G10. The thing is, I could see this coming out also in a premium model. Maybe a special edition with carbon fiber and, an upgraded, really rugged stainless steel or even a titanium. So there's room to go up. It's good. It's very good. It's a lot better than some of the Chinese alphabet soup steels. The G10 is very well done. I like it a lot better than some of those kind of generic stainless steel or aluminum scales and everything. I think it's great, but there's room to go up, and maybe they will release some like really cool special edition ones, in time. Value of ownership and collectability. Unfortunately, that's where this one's going to take a hit, like all production knives do, because it's a production knife and it's pretty affordable as a production high quality knife goes. I think you can find it for less than $50. And with a lot of the qualities of, you know, with a lot of qualities of, you know, some really nice folding EDC knives, to get it for less than $50, people are going to buy it, and it's going to be out there. So in terms of, I still need to split these categories up. So for value of ownership, yeah, I think it's worth buying, definitely. Collectability, I don't think it's going to be one of those collectible ones. It's not going to be like the showpiece of a collection. It's going to be one that people are going to want to use, and I don't think the value is going to go up that much over time, you know, because it's going to be very widely out there. So it's going to get a 3. But its value to price ratio overall, what you're getting and the use you can get out of it versus what you're paying for it, jumps right back up to a 4.5. I think that this is a knife that, you know, especially for the people that just get a few knives to actually carry and use all the time, I think that this is going to be one that they're going to really enjoy carrying and using. Blade design, handle, weight and everything. I'm just really impressed with the direction that Witharmour has gone. So the total score comes out to 40.5, which is pretty good. That means that our average overall is going to be a 4.05, which is actually a really good score for a full production knife, you know? Less than 1 point to go to get to the top of the scale. I really like this. I'm not sure which one of these I like better, to be honest. A lot of similarities there. I actually, even though I normally would always prefer a sheep's foot blade over a clip point, there's something about this one that I just really like. The blade, I don't know. I would love this blade, absolutely love this blade in this handle. It would be a perfect EDC carry for me. But anyway, Witharmour really has a lot of cool stuff. Now we're gonna look at some of their older previous product line as well, coming up in the next, week or so, maybe over the course of 2 weeks. Hopefully we'll see a lot more of kind of this path in the future, though. I really like Witharmour since they came on the scene. I think it was about a year ago, maybe a little bit more. I like what they've brought to the table. A lot of people during the unboxing really liked this knife, so now, kind of brother, cousin knife to it, whatever you want to call it. What do you guys think of the Dro? Comments, likes, dislikes. Oh, you know what? I didn't get it, but just as this on the non-lock side has some little mill outs for lightening up the steel liner. I don't know if you can see it. This also is milled out to lighten it up. So good, back to the production standards and stuff. I was not able to find this on Amazon, nor was I able to find this, I don't think. But there are some online retailers where you can pick one of these up. Amazon has a lot of Witharmour stuff, but unfortunately neither of these models. So I'd love to hear people's opinions on these. Especially in comparison, if you have other Witharmour stuff, what do you think of like this direction they're going compared to the older stuff, or like, what? All right. You guys remember, always, no matter what the weather's doing or anything else, you are all absolutely awesome. I appreciate every single one of you, and I will be back again real soon.